There we go. What is up, everyone? Hello, welcome back to a special edition of Knotfest's First Listen. My name is John Garcia. Unfortunately, this guy over here, Hardcore Keem, is not going to be joining us today, but I couldn't exclude him, so we've got his pretty face here with us. Joining us today, we have Hayden Tree and Andy Rockhold from Crown the Empire. Gentlemen, congrats on the upcoming album tomorrow. How you guys doing?
Thank you. We're doing good. We just got to Seattle, getting ready for a show.
Yeah, I know you guys are on the road right now, Seattle, Portland after that. And I know you guys have been on the road for a while, actually. I actually get to say that I saw you at your very first ever stadium show, because I got to catch the Knotfest Road Show in Nashville. Just real quick before we start, tell us a little bit about that road show, playing in a stadium, and how that tour went for y'all.
That was magical. It felt like a dream. I still don't believe it happened until I look back at video footage of it. It was awesome. We had initially, we started the tour in a van and trailer, but we were just so lucky to be there. We just didn't care. We're like, all right, day one, and we pull into the stadium. I've never seen a production so big before. We'd have a guitar tech, a drum tech, merch guy, and that's pretty much it. And now I had seen 59 different individual moving parts behind, they had a jam room, it felt like a whole, well-oiled machine. And I was like, I've never seen anything at this caliber before. And then that show was, it was crazy seeing we were in the locker rooms for the hockey team. I was like, there was ice baths backstage and stuff like that. I was like, this is.
They gave us a Nashville jersey, the Nashville Predators
jersey.
Yeah.
They gave us
a custom Predators jersey with their name on the back. It's cool.
That's amazing.
It was a.
Oh, go! I was about to say I used to cover the hockey team there in Nashville, and to have your first stadium experience at Bridgestone Arena. It's a beautiful arena. Under the underbelly of it is great. So many moving parts there, and the Predators organization, just everyone that works there is first class. So I love to hear that they gifted you a jersey. Good, go Preds. Any other hockey jerseys, basketball jerseys gifted to you across that tour?
No, unfortunately not. A lot of the other shows were amphitheaters after the arenas, so we did get the Louisville Slugger bat.
We did, yeah. We got a Louisville Slugger.
That's cool.
I could say. Yeah, it was a blast. But yeah, that show we go back and watch video all the time because it was insane. It was bonkers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, you guys went on your Fallout 10-year anniversary tour, which is also, from what I hear, absolutely insane and magical. So you guys are just on an incredible run right now. I'm really, really happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a blast. 10-year anniversary. Surreal. And people were fucking stoked. You always wonder, would people show up to this? And it was magic.
Yeah, I imagine so. And now you guys get to turn the page and focus on this new album, Dogma. So we're gonna listen to three tracks from this album, everybody, including Modified, which is going to be premiered right here on this channel. You can hear it before the album goes live tomorrow. Before we get into the music, guys, I'm curious as far as what you think was the biggest difference in the creation, recording, just overall process of this album compared to Sudden Sky. Because obviously that album came out in 2019. There's been a whole lot of change and upheaval, not just for yourselves, but for the whole world. So I'm curious, what was the biggest difference between the two, in your opinion? Andy, we can start with you.
Ooh, I'd say really hammering out and doing all of the vocals, just me and Hoover. It was like a huge step up just to sit and the dynamic be, I don't know, after 10 years of experience with each other, going into the studio is always do I still know how to do this? It's just the first show of any tour. I've done it 1,000 times, but we never know where it's gonna go, how the flow is gonna be. And I think me and Hoover just crushing vocals back and forth. There would be a day where we had so many instrumentals sitting around. We're like, okay, I'll come back. I'll just work on something, come to the studio. People are like, holy shit, this is great. Hoover comes into the studio next day, completely finished fucking song back to back, and was just hammering out these things. It was just the first time that, the OG three from high school were, I felt like, oh damn, we're actually grown men. I actually have wisdom now. Even though I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing all the time, seeing the end result, seeing everybody kind of rise and have that next chapter be a universal thing for everybody, especially coming out of COVID, coming out of just being a touring a touring act for so long. You know, I think it was the dynamic had to change for the band, and you know, coming out and seeing everybody get a little bit stronger out of it, it was like, look at us go, you know.
Yeah, that's an incredible point. I love the fact that, 10 years into your career, like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but we're just doing it because, like, that's the secret of life, everybody. Nobody knows what the fuck we're doing, right? We're just kind of going along with everything. And, yeah, I mean, like, because looking back on it, it's sometimes hard for me because, I imagine we're about the same age, right? And kind of, like, lived our lives and similar things. And, yeah, it is hard to think about, like, holy shit, like, Crown has been around for 10 years now. Like, you guys, this is your 5th album. You're not, like, new upstarts anymore. You're veterans of the scene and everything like that. Hayden, what about you, my friend? Like, what do you think, in your mind, was the biggest difference between Dogma and Sudden Sky?
I mean, Andy put it pretty well, but I will say, I remember, because we had 2 rooms, right? So we had the one room, which was like where we actually recorded everything. It was like our producers, Zach and KJ, and then me, the majority of the time, we're sitting in that room working on instrumentals and like we're like grinding out different parts of the songs and stuff like that. And simultaneously, Brandon and Andy were sitting in this other room, right, like across the hall, just working on vocals all day. And so like every now and then we'd just be switching back and forth, being like, hey, here's this song, work on this. And they'd be like, oh, I got this idea. And then they flip their vocals back to us and we start writing instrumentals around that. It was cool. It's very collaborative, and I think that's the most collaborative we've ever been on any record. And it felt nice too, because I mean, we brought a lot. Like, I remember sitting in the studio being like, how do we make this part heavier? I was like, I want to be heavy, like heavier again. And like, I'd be talking to our producers and stuff like that. And then like, I remember one time we cut this bridge out, and it was in Another Life, the ending breakdown. I was like, yeah, but what if it just, just kept going and it just had a breakdown at the end of the whole entire song? And they're like, that could be cool. And then we did it, and then it just got even heavier. So it was sick. I don't know.
Just fundamental metalcore conversation.
Yeah.
Just at every, but what if we put a breakdown?
But what if
breakdown?
Yeah, I was like, breakdown?
Yeah, you know what this song needs? An endless breakdown. Just like half the song breakdown. Let's go. No, but that's great to hear, because like, some bands, after a few albums, things start to kind of peter off a little bit or things move. So it's good to hear that you, like, this is kind of like new life for y'all, right? Hearing that this is a more collaborative album with this, and it kind of just, you worked off of each other is really cool. And I'm sure that for long-time Crown the Empire fans, it's going to be a treat to get this album in their ears after, 5 years now, it seems like? Can't be that long. There's no way.
Something around that.
I feel 500 years old on the inside.
Dude, preaching to the choir, man. So, hey, let's do this. We're going to listen to 2 songs, and then we're going to get into the brand new song that hasn't been released yet. So we're going to start with Dancing with the Dead. Before we play this song, my friends, what is it that you want to share about this song, talk about the song, the behind-the-scenes shit about this song?
It's the first song we ever made as a band that has no singing in it.
Fuck yeah.
That's the big, I think this is probably the heaviest song we've ever had, period, right?
Totally. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was it was a huge moment. It was we're like, we've had the opportunity to have a bunch of heavy parts and a lot of singing, but we're like, fuck it, let's just push the boundary as far as we can go in either direction. Just like, what if there was just none at all and we just wanted 100% just fuck you energy? I don't know if I could say that on the Snotfest, but
well, you did. But no, it's totally cool. You can curse.
But yeah, we just wanted an ass beater, 100% through and through, and so that everybody else, we could still hang.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Well, let's start with that ass beater then. This is track number 7 from the album. It's going to be track number 1 in your hearts, and we're starting it right now. My friends, this is Dancing with the Dead off Dogma by Crown the Empire. Let's hope. And you guys should be able to hear this.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, no weight to this one. It's just right in.
Yeah.
And let us know what you're thinking about the songs, about the band, about the tours in the chat, my friends. We're live everywhere. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere. I imagine if Keem were here, this is exactly what he would look like over here. I don't know if you guys can see the stream, but we got a picture of him just... I remember too, you guys ended this song on the Knotfest tour. Ended with the song, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good live energy on this one. The crowd was great for that one, y'all. Like, even early on, like, everyone was moving around.
Only thing I'm today on stage. Yeah.
Beating the shit out of that guitar. Da, 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 da. Short and sweet, there it is, y'all. Boom.
Yes, yes. We end the tour with this one too.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
Yeah, because then you're done, and then everybody's screaming afterwards, all sweaty, bodies are flying everywhere. People are looking for their shoes, their hats, their wallets, all of that stuff. They're just like losing their minds. Yeah, so like what, as a band, right? I mean, we're talking about 10 years in, 5 albums in. What keeps you going? Like, what keeps you motivated to keep pushing yourselves as a band and keep writing music and getting out there and getting on the road?
I'm just as upset as I was back then. I'm just my angst has fueled me, has carried me thus far, and will continue to carry me. It just feels like perpetual, like fuck, was always just gonna be a thing, and so I never have to search that deep to find something to like, you know. And I'm sure it's annoying around on the wagon too, because I'm just constantly like riffing or like rapping or like any type of corporate will harmonize to like a fucking engine outside or something like. It's just a constant stream of whatever all the time, and I think having that playfulness with each other all the time is enough to just keep the wheels turning a little bit. It doesn't feel as hard to be like, all right, it's album time, you know?
Yeah. I also literally just cannot imagine doing anything else in my life at this point. So that also fuels me too. It's like, I'm ready to write more. I'm ready to keep touring. I'm ready to keep doing everything we do. So
yeah,
it just never want to.
Yeah, you love it. You always love to see it when people find their path. You know, sometimes it takes people a while. Sometimes people never find it. So whenever you get to, you know, interact or talk or see someone who's like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's always fucking cool. So let's get into the next song. The next song that you wanted to share was Black Sheep. Tell us a little bit about this one, guys.
This one was we had finished a lot of the loftier ideas, and Dogma as a concept was already put together by that point. And I think one of the big things we were talking about was just revisiting what made people kind of fall in love with us initially. And a lot of it was like unorthodox song structure and like all of these rock elements, but we just didn't know how to put them together. And the lack of, you know, music know-how was the charm about it, is that it didn't make any sense at all because we didn't know what we were doing. And so just kind of recapturing that energy, we just wanted to like a song we would have liked when we were still in the garage practicing at Tree's house in high school. You know, we're fans of a lot of the bands that we are touring with now, and it's like, you know, to have the respect and to have all of the same appreciation for all of these bands as we did back then. Like, what would we want to hear from us back then? And so we just kind of stripped away a lot of the extra, you know, production. Just wanted a straightforward, a kick-ass rock song, you know, just through and through.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. Just love the line, this is something that we thought we wanted to do in the garage, you know? That's really fucking cool. So let's get into it. My friends, Black Sheep.
I love so fun. It's so fun.
This is a good track number 2, y'all.
Yeah.
Touched my phone and then the audio started freaking out, so I'm not going to do that again.
It is really good.
I do have a question for you, but I don't want to interrupt the song. This is the pyro part.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a Tom Morello inspired kind of like
Yeah,
effects
totally,
right there, you know.
totally.
Yeah, gotta give you that second to kind of let the listener hang there for a little bit.
The fade out. Yeah, like.
All right. Fuck yeah. So before we get into the premiere, I'm curious. So I know you only have a handful of dates left in the current tour that you're going on, but tomorrow I believe you get to play a album release show and everything like that. How have you structured your set list through this, having an album come out right in the middle of the tour? Have you been like, okay, we're gonna put all the songs that are on an album that people haven't heard all the way through the tour, or are you gonna kind of modify it after the album comes out?
We actually started releasing singles off this album in 2021?
Into 21, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long
First single
time.
came out in 21, which is great.
So
I know.
all the half of our set list is actually all new songs from this album, but in theory, since some of the songs have been out for 2 years or a year or so, they're not necessarily that new. So it was actually kind of easy. We just put all the songs that came out on the set list, and then all the other biggest songs of our whole catalog are in the set list as well. So everyone gets best of,
It's
best of both worlds.
it's like 5 and 5, right? Or 4 and 4.
I think it's 5 and 5.
5 and
Yeah.
5. Yeah. So we split it equally and then kind of put it out throughout, and they've been going over really well, which is like
Yeah.
the most nerve-wracking part of the tour. Is like, all right, we just got to the point where like we're tight with each other now. Like, I haven't even thought about the factor of like, oh, I have to entertain people too, like not just do it right. But they've been super well received, and yeah, it's been fun. Can't wait to figure out how to fit the rest in there.
Yeah, I mean, we've done new songs on set lists in the past. I remember when we did Bloodline live from like 2014. We released a song before Warped Tour. We played it on Warped Tour, and it went over horribly. Like, we played it fine, but the crowd was just like, I don't know this song.
Yeah.
And then this time around, we did Black Sheep right before this tour started, but we planned on playing it anyways. And every single night there's been mosh pits, people singing the words. So I don't know. It's cool to see that people are enjoying the new music live too.
Yeah, it sounded like it just kind of worked out perfectly for you, right? With releasing singles beforehand, you don't have to mess with that. And then after, you know, on the next tour, you guys can figure out which are the ones that you haven't played and everything like that. So,
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's get into the final track, never before heard, other than like y'all, right, and the people who've been helping with the album. But the people on this stream haven't heard this before. This is Modified. What do you want to tell the people about this song, guys?
Ooh, that this was the first, I think, fully finished idea put together through and through, and you can kind of hear how it kind of springboarded us into the rest of the songs on the record. There's like little elements of every song on the album that kind of stem from this song. We were trying to figure out what kind of riffs we were going to be using, you know, what kind of keys we were going to be singing in, like what, you know, all of it was kind of coming together, and this was the first time we had finished it. It was, yeah, we were like, okay, you know, this is a great place to start and a great place to, you know, let the rest of the album kind of come. So, yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy.
Fuck yeah. And yeah, I love that because knowing, you know, hearing this song and knowing everything that comes, I love that this is what we're about to be listening right before the album comes back. Kind of like a full circle moment almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this, everybody. World premiere, never before heard. This is Modified by Crown the Empire.
Yeah. I get sweaty. My armpits are sweaty.
I mean, you're in a venue. You kind of have to be sweaty right now. It doesn't matter if you're playing a show or not. It's always sweat.
Yeah. It's a thin layer glistening. Yeah.
This part coming up here, since I've been setting up this stream, has been stuck in my head for like 2 days.
Hell yeah.
It has very subtle harmonies in that part too.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just standing on my own. I scream so loud.
A lot of nice little quiet moments on these songs too. Like throughout the ones that you've released and everything like that. Very nice.
Yeah. Breather.
Yeah. 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 I don't know if I've got my little like applause thing on here. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hayden, Andy, I know we've got a couple more hours until the 3 hours over in the UK before the album's released. A little bit more than that over here. What do you want people to take away from this album when they listen to it? I know they've got some of the songs already, but they have a whole half of the album that's coming. What do you want them to take away after they listen to it?
That's tough.
I know it's big. I guess just that we're here to stay. That Crown is a legacy band now. You know, 10 years is like the numbers are there. Put some respect on our name, but we have a bunch of no, it's okay. But we put a different. You know, we have a lot of we've kind of sat on the outside of you know metalcore, and we've had the opportunity to do a lot of singing stuff, a lot of rock stuff, a lot of alt, a lot of things that are make us multi-dimensional. I think being able to dip our toes into or not dip our toes. I don't know. That's a weird. But dip our I guess our paintbrushes into different types of ink, you know, like dip our toes. But it's to kind of to do everything that we can do to the best of our ability. You know, we really push ourselves as a band. We really push ourselves as individuals, and you know, I think have survived the test of time and have come out with, you know, a great, you know, culmination of everything that we can do and love to do, and are super proud. And hopefully, everybody enjoys it.
Well said.
Fuck yeah.
Well said.
Hayden, do you want to try and follow that up? Do you want to add anything?
I don't know if I can follow that one up. You hit it on point.
Well, to your point, Andy, I told you in the green room before we went live that although he couldn't make it today, Hardcore Keem sent a message for me to relay to y'all, and he wanted me to tell you guys that you absolutely slap, and that y'all have been killing it since Limitless, and you have a forever fan in Hardcore Keem. So he's not here today, but he sends his love to y'all.
I was excited to meet him.
We'll set something up in the future, my friend. I know he was super excited to do this as well. It just didn't work out, unfortunately.
I want to see him beat up the dude he has behind him. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. We got in the picture that we got up right now. Bobby just fucking like just boom, boom. I think he would have done that to Dancing with the Dead. I'm pretty sure that he would have done that.
That would have been legendary.
Well, hey, we'll just have to do it until next time. So, Hayden, Andy, thank you so much for joining us today. Shout out to all the people over at Rise Records, great record label over there, doing a lot of really cool things. And congratulations on the release of Dogma tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the show, enjoy the rest of your tour, and enjoy killing it as you go and spread that album across the world throughout this year, my friends.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Man. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everybody watching.
Yeah, absolutely.